Hey guys, it's Kingdom Orange 2 here, and welcome back to my channel. So to continue on with my ranking Winx Club transformation series, today is finally Flora's turn. And again, as always, I won't be including Charmix, Crystal Sirenix, or the Season 8 redesign of Enchantix and Sirenix. Now before I go on, feel free to check out my Instagram and TikTok pages. There you'll see a lot more doll-related content, and I love chatting with all of you and meeting new people. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Number 14 is Butterflix. From far away, this outfit doesn't seem super horrible, but up close, you can see just how dreadful it really is. The dress has way too much going on. It's got like 500 different colors and shapes on it, and it's really not that pretty. The wings are a nice color, but I hate the shape of them, and her hairstyle is just kind of boring. I feel like I've honestly seen this done a lot on Flora's transformations, and the hairstyle here is no different. I will say though that I think this transformation still has a great foundation to it, and if they change some of the details and hairstyle at least, it would be a whole lot better. Number 13 is Harmonix. I think the first thing I really dislike about this transformation is the hair. I hate this hairstyle. I know I've said 100 times before, and I'll say it again. I don't really like ponytails most of the time. And this ponytail is really long and boring. I also absolutely hate the shade of green they chose for her top. The top is already kind of ugly, and the fact that they made it this really weird shade of green is a bit distracting to me. Now they use this same shade of green in her wings, which honestly, I don't even know how to feel about their shape to start with. I guess they're kind of alright to me. The one good thing that I do like about Flora's Harmonix, however, is the skirt. I love how the skirt is made to look like flower petals, and I think it goes really well with the color and shape of her train. Number 12 is Sophix. You would think that the Fairy of Nature would have the best Sophix transformation, but unfortunately, that's not quite the case. I think the main problem here is the shades of green they used for her outfit and wings. The green for her dress is way too dark, and it doesn't match the ugly shade of green they chose for her wings. In my head, I'm trying to imagine if this transformation would look better if they changed the colors of green, but I guess that's not really the only problem here. I also believe that this outfit is just too simple, only really being like a leaf skirt and a bra, and there's just not much to it. It's kind of hard too because Flora's Believix already looks like something that you'd wear in the Amazon, so how do you really change that? Number 11 is Mythix. I really used to love Flora's Mythix, but the more I look at it, the more I realize it's kind of just like the Walmart version of her magic wings. I will say that I love the idea of her wings looking like giant leaves, but the dress is like a nightmare to look at. I get that they wanted it to look like flower petals, but it's just way too much. The more I look at it, the more of a headache I give myself. I also hate how they added those flower petals on her shoes. It's just way too tacky. Her hairstyle is pretty bad as well. I don't like how it has no volume to it. It looks almost as if Flora got her hair wet and she's waiting for it to dry. And I'm not a fan of how they tried to put like petals and green leaves in her hair. It makes her look like she got caught in a windstorm or something. Number 10 is Onirix. So Onirix went really experimental with their girls, but I guess the farthest they wanted to go with Flora is giving her a darker shade of green. And honestly, it works really well here. Now, just like Bloom and Stella, I think she looks way too much like a businesswoman as well, especially with the giant statement necklace and the floral belt. However, I appreciate that they at least decided to stay away from giving Flora earrings because that would have made it worse. One thing though that weirdly bothers me about Flora is her hairstyle. It's a ponytail, but that's not really the problem here. I don't really know how to explain this, so maybe someone in the comments will understand, but to me, the top part of the ponytail weirdly reminds me of something a woman would wear in the Victorian era. I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing things, but there's something about it that looks very old to me. Finally, her wings are just kinda eh. I don't really care for how they look like they were painted with watercolors, but I don't think they're that awful looking. Number 9 is Sirenix. I'm really ambivalent to how I feel about Flora's Sirenix. On one hand, I absolutely love the shape of her tube top, the color, and the pattern on her leggings. I also don't really hate this ponytail, and I love how her hair looks when it turns pink underwater, even though she looks exactly like Princess Crystal. The overall transformation, however, is still boring. I know every Sirenix fairy has the exact same wings, so Flora's are what they are. I do still kind of like the armbands and the flower on her wrist, but I don't think she needs 2 flowers in her hair. One would look just fine to me. Number 8 is Tynix. I know the idea of Tynix was to give everyone pastel colored hair, but honestly, I hate the way it looks on Flora. Flora should never be a blonde. I think it's fine for her to have blonde streaks in her hair, but being a full blonde looks really funky and weird on her. Luckily though, this is our last ponytail we will see on Flora on this list, and honestly, I do really like the way it's shaped, and I much prefer a higher ponytail to a low one. I also just weirdly noticed this now, but all of the Winx have the same exact Tynex dress. It's just that the bottom of their skirts are shaped a little bit differently, but I still love it. The shades of pink they chose are stunning, and I love the way the bodysuit looks on Flora. Flora's wings are also really beautifully shaped. I don't know exactly what they were going for here, but they remind me of giant hearts, and I love the shades of pink and green they put in her wings. Number 7 is Dream Mix. Now in all honesty, there really isn't much going on with Flora's Dream Mix. She's just wearing a big cat suit with some light green beading. However, I think the shade of hot pink they chose for Flora is really beautiful, and I feel like they didn't overdo it with the jewelry here. I really like how they gave her a headband and a necklace that match. I also absolutely love her hairstyle. It's not super complex, but it's very princess-like, and I love how they gave her a hair braid. There is one thing though that bothers me about her wings. They're a really beautiful color, but they're just way too big. In the artwork as well as the comics, they do sort of slim her wings down, and I think it works much better for Flora. Because as much as I love the way the texture of her wings works well with her wrappings, I think the big shape of them is very chunky and bizarre. I also really believe this transformation would be way better if they somehow made her catsuit into some sort of top and skirt or long dress, but I don't really have a super eye for design. Number 6 is Lovix. I don't remember if I said this earlier in this video or it was in the Stella video, but sometimes with these transformations, less is more, and I think this outfit really proves that sentiment true. I like how they decided to go with pink and use the green as more of an accent color rather than a main color. I also just really love the top, the sleeves, the skirt, and the way they wrap the fur around them, as well as the fact that they didn't overdo it here. Flora really stands out from the rest of the girls, if we ignore Stella's hideous orange, because all of them have the similar blue and purple colors, while hers is this beautiful hot pink. Number 5 is Magic Winx. Out of all the Winx girls, Flora definitely has the prettiest outfit. I had to Google what type of dress it was, but I think it's called a corset tube dress or something like that. Besides the fact that this dress looks like it would be a bit uncomfortable to wear, it's really beyond stunning. I love the shade of pink they chose for the inner and outer part of her top, and how the skirt looks like a petal. The fingerless sleeves were really a cute touch to the dress as well. I also love that her wings are shaped like giant leaves and her massive shoes. I always wondered if she would look better in smaller high heels, but I'm kind of living for these oversized brat shoes. Number 4 is Bloomix. I don't know what it is, but something about this hairstyle really fascinates me. It's so unique. I love the way her blonde hair is braided around her head and down her back, but the wings are alright to me. I like how they have flowers on them and the colors they chose, but I'm not really crazy about the shape or how pointy they look. I do, however, really like the way her bodysuit looks on her. I love the sweetheart neckline and how her cape reminds me of a shawl that's falling onto her shoulders. I'll also say that the shades of green they chose for this outfit really blend well together, and nothing about the colors they chose stand out too awkwardly. Number 3 is Cosmix. I'm just as shocked as you are to see Cosmix so high on the list, but honestly, I think Flora's is really cute. I love her hairstyle. It's not super interesting, but it's very reminiscent of her Magic Winx hair, and you can honestly never go wrong with that. Her space outfit is gorgeous too. I love the cut of her top, the shape of her skirt, and the way the netting wraps around her dress. The colors they chose for her outfit really complement each other, and I'm glad they gave Flora fingerless gloves because she always looks good in them. One thing though that they could have improved on was her headband. I don't really like it. In one of her original concept designs, she was supposed to wear a headband, and as much as I hate her previous design, I think they should have kept that headband. Just, you know, like change the color of it. Number 2 is Enchantix. I cannot for the life of me figure out what this dress reminds me of. I'm wondering if it's like a pool dress because her top kind of resembles a bikini. Regardless though, this dress is absolutely stunning. As someone who obsessively wore stripes every day as a child, I love the stripes on her top and how the bottom of her dress is light and airy, similar to how a fairy looks like in books. Flora's hairstyle is really elegant. She has a beautiful bejeweled crown, and I really like the ornaments they put in her hair, even though the designers typically overdo it with hair pieces. The gloves are a nice touch and add some sophistication to this outfit. I also really love her wings here. They resemble those of a butterfly, and the light green inside of them reminds me of like the stained glass windows. All in all, I think the designers did a great job capturing the essence of a traditional fairy on Flora while still making her kind of modern. So finally, at number 1 is Believix. So I have to start off by acknowledging her hair. I actually like it more than her Enchantix hairstyle, but I hate how they made hairstyles so similar to each other for both Flora and Stella's transformation. I think it's kind of ridiculous for them to have fairy transformations with such similar hair at times, because we know that the designers are clearly capable of coming up with so many different hairstyles, but that's honestly an argument for another day. Now, I feel like everything about this outfit embodies a fairy of nature. The wings are stunning and kind of shaped like giant leaves with clovers all over them. I love the tube top and skirt and how the skirt is shaped like flower petals. The tall boots with socks was also a really good choice for the designers because I think having high-heeled shoes would have made this outfit look cheap and also too bikini-ish. Honestly, I can't find a single fault with this look. It blends Flora's main theme colors together so well, and if she stuck with this one transformation the rest of the show, I'd be okay with this. Alright, well, those were my rankings for Flora's transformations. Make sure to tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, or what you think I should change about this list. And music will be next, so stay tuned for that. If you liked this video today and want to see more content in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you soon. Bye!